All right, what is going on, everyone? Hello and welcome. Welcome. How's everyone doing? It is Friday, my friends. It is Friday. It is the beginning of the weekend. I have returned from my day off from streaming, my break to do stuff IRL that I need to take care of, and spend some time with my wife, which I get to do once a week. How's everyone doing? Welcome back. Hope everyone had a good day away. Hope that if you hadn't had a chance to get caught up on all of my E3 coverage, maybe you did that during the day off, or maybe you got caught up on some gameplay, or maybe you just had a day of relaxation. Who knows what you did yesterday? Whatever it was, I hope that I find you well today on Friday. We're jumping right back into the swing of things, guys, and now this week, no more E3 hijinks, no more weird schedules. I know last week with the scheduling being so weird with the E3 press conferences and the like that it was confusing and, derailed things a little bit, but I get that people like consistency, and with those streams being different times or whatever, it was a little weird. Way less gameplay last week as well. As 3 days out of the 6 that I streamed, half the day I was at least doing E3 coverage, if not more, right? This week we get back to normal, all right? So for those of you who are, longing for the, consistent gameplay streams to resume, well, guess what? Today is your lucky day. We're getting right back into the swing of things here today, okay? With a, double stream day, 2 full gameplay streams, and a good variety of stuff. Let's talk a little bit about that, all right? First of all, Final Fantasy IX, which I played 2 major sessions of last week. Before I had all my E3 coverage start, right? People were really digging the Final Fantasy IX stuff. It's, classic throwback RPG that I never played before. You guys were helping me out during the gameplay to find out some things about the game I didn't know, and probably wouldn't have figured out, including that commerce, I wouldn't say exploit, but just a commerce loop where you can earn tons of freaking money early on in the game. Pretty crazy. So, yeah, it was pretty fun. And then I didn't play it for a long time, I was playing it twice, so 8 hours, and then boom, E3 hit, and it was like, no time to play. But now we're back, and it's going to resume today. It's basically going to be a game that I balance with other stuff, at least for this coming week. Next week we've got a lot of new stuff happening in regards to new releases and stuff. So we'll talk about that in just a moment, so you guys know what to expect. But I am going to be continuing on with Final Fantasy IX on and off now, okay? So, that's going to be the main gameplay stream today. 4+ hours of Final Fantasy IX progress. We'll see how that goes. Okay? Later tonight, I am returning to Mortal Kombat 11 for the first time in a week to do a multiplayer session. A couple hours of multiplayer in Mortal Kombat 11 tonight. I'll be probably mixing it up. I'll go back to Sonya for a little bit, and more than likely I'm going to have to go into training mode a little bit with these characters to remember their moves and everything, but I'll probably be doing Sonya, Sub-Zero, and Garrus, the 3 top-tier characters who I really enjoyed playing with and have actually been able to get some wins with. Maybe I'll vary between the 3 characters or whatever tonight for a little bit of Mortal Kombat multiplayer, okay? Then tomorrow, doing something pretty different, I'm going to be trying out the Division 2, which actually just got a free-to-play release for the weekend in honor of E3. They wanted to expose the game to more people and have more people check it out. So it's free right now, and I'm going to download that tonight and start playing it tomorrow, give it a look, and see what I think. I've never played a Division game before at all, okay? So for me, it's going to be my first immersion in this, universe of the Division, see what the hell the game's all about. By the way, for those of you who are possibly interested, maybe you want to try this game for yourself, all right? Maybe you want to, join me. If you're a stream regular who I recognize and you're possibly interested in co-oping with me tomorrow during my 4-hour stream of the Division 2, let me know. I'd be interested in maybe having a party of people jump in and play some Division 2 tomorrow just to see what the hell the game is, all right? So that's tomorrow's main stream. And then tomorrow night, we'll be going back to some chill gameplay with MLB The Show 19. And I'm hoping that people are going to be able to give me advice so that I am not a designated hitter. because being the pinch hitter or designated hitter is incredibly boring in this game. Only hitting once a game is horseshit. So we'll see. In fact, someone already gave me a recommendation and said basically I need to improve my fielding stats, and that it's not my fault. It's actually a shortcoming with the game, that in real life, if I had the stats that I had as a batter in MLB, they would have you hitting every game and multiple times a game. But this game is stupid and says, oh, if you don't have well-rounded stats, they won't put you into the normal rotation no matter what. So basically the game is kind of unrealistic and stupid in that regard. It's a big shortcoming of the game, and that's why this is happening, all right? So I guess we'll see. Hopefully you guys can give me some advice on how to make that better tomorrow night. Then on Sunday, I will return back to Final Fantasy IX for the main gameplay stream. And on Sunday night, it'll be the return of Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations, another 2 hours of Case 5, see how far we can get. Then on Monday, I'm doing something else completely different. The Borderlands 2 expansion. That's right. So for those who aren't aware, the Borderlands The Handsome Collection became free to play for PS Plus members this month. Well, during E3, they announced a brand new free DLC. As long as you get it through the early July, it's completely free for those who own the Handsome Collection on PS4. It's about 3 to 4 hours, and it's a way to branch the story of Borderlands 2 with Borderlands 3 coming out in September. Now, I haven't played Borderlands 2 since its release. That was a long freaking time ago. So this would be cool because it'll re-immerse me in the universe of Borderlands for the first time in a ridiculously long time. And at the very same time, it'll give us kind of a lead-in for Borderlands 3. So let's see what happens on Monday. This should be a fun, one-off stream of me doing it. And again, I want to say this. For those of you who are maybe stream regulars who I recognize and I trust, and maybe you have the Handsome Collection or you're going to get the Handsome Collection because it's free now for PS Plus, if you want to co-op with me in this DLC, I'd be open to that on Monday. All right? So you get 2 opportunities here for co-op. The Division 2 tomorrow, as well as Borderlands 2 on Monday. All right? Then on Monday night, I'm going to return to Minecraft for a chill stream of Minecraft on Monday night. Okay? Continuing on with our whole, building things and building up our village and the villagers and everything. Last session was actually quite entertaining, and I'm looking forward to more come Monday night. Then on Tuesday, back to Final Fantasy IX. All right, another 4 hours of Final Fantasy IX progress. So for those keeping track, that's going to be 12 hours of Final Fantasy IX gameplay. Oh, excuse me, I screwed up the schedule. That's my fault. That's going to be on Wednesday. I jumped the gun. On Tuesday, it's actually a new release. Mortal Kombat 9, oh my god. Mortal Kombat 11 is doing their season pass. They're starting up this Tuesday with the first DLC character, Shang Tsung, okay? So I'm going to get the pass, and I'm going to be checking out Shang Tsung on Tuesday. And that's going to be the main gameplay stream on Tuesday, where I'm going to check him out. I'm going to put him into, training mode, his tutorials, check out his arcade ladder, and then do online play with Shang Tsung. So that's going to be Tuesday, okay? Then Tuesday night, it's going to be our weekly session of Black Ops 4 Blackout Battle Royale. Very interactive and fun stream. Then on Wednesday will be the third session of Final Fantasy IX for the week. Another 4 hours. And then Wednesday night will be Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations again. So that's 4 hours of Phoenix Wright, 12 hours of Final Fantasy IX, plus the Division 2, plus Borderlands 2, plus Mortal Kombat. We've got a lot of variety this week, right? A big, huge amount of variety content in the streaming. Really cool. And I hope that you guys are excited for that. I certainly am. Now, FYI, just around the corner, to let you guys know how exciting the rest of June is going to be, the new releases for the end of June are Crash Team Racing, Judgment, The Sunken City, and Super Mario Maker 2. That's a ton of new games coming out by the end of this month. That's excellent. I am very excited for that, and I know you guys are going to be excited to see new releases on the stream after having, a relatively long amount of time where there really haven't been many new releases, and the few and far between that there haven't been very riveting ones, you know what I mean? We're finally going to have some good games to play coming up in the next few weeks. Oh, and by the way, it doesn't slow down in July. In July, we got Apex Legends Season 2, Stranger Things, which is going to be cool because I might not even have time to watch the TV series, but apparently it's going to follow the plot of the third season. So maybe I'll get to watch Stranger Things, the third season through a video game form. As well as many other games that month, too. I don't want to get too ahead of myself here, but there's a lot of stuff going on in July this year. One major release a week in July, which is pretty fun. Okay, so I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited too. This should be great. All right. So, thanks guys. Hope you are looking forward to all the gameplay coming up. Again, thanks for being understanding E3 week when we kind of derail things a little bit to cover E3, but now we're back. And the good news is, this year, at least for now, is looking pretty damn good. I would say July, the late August, all of September, a little bit in October, and heavily in November. We got a ton of great game releases, so it's going to be a good gaming year for sure. And of course, next year, oh my God, don't get me started on how much stuff is coming out in early 2020, right? Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, let us now move on to the plug segment. All right, a few quick things I would like to say with all these plugs. Number one, we hit the subscriber goal for June already. Because of that, we are going to be doing a viewer's choice event. FYI, I will be setting up this event over the weekend. At one point during this weekend, I'm going to set up a thread on my forums, thekingofhate.com, where you're going to be able to start nominating games that you want to see me do a full playthrough of over the summer. All right, and so the nominations will begin. They'll probably go on for a couple of weeks or so. And then what we'll do is we'll summarize those nominations into what games were nominated more than others to create a poll. That poll will then go public, that people will be able to vote on. And that's going to determine what games or what game I'm going to play. In addition, if you are a patron of mine, meaning someone who pledges to my Patreon campaign at patreon.com/darksidephil, $5 or more a month, you're going to have priority to nominate and vote on a game because you're also going to be nominating and then voting, and whatever game wins the patron poll is going to automatically hit the final poll of the viewer's choice. So basically you get like priority access, even though maybe a few patrons may actually nominate and vote. That game is going to make it into the final voting. All right. So very excited for this event. Thanks to everyone who subbed this month. I will have more details on that over the course of the weekend when I get a chance to work on this, and you guys can start nominating. All right, fair enough. Just a heads up, if you want to be part of this event, head over to thekingofhate.com right now, head to the forums, and get yourself registered ahead of time, because sometimes it can take a couple days to get the registration to go through. So please head over there and do it ahead of time, so that way people are already set up and ready to go, rather than sitting around saying, man, I'd love to nominate, but my registration didn't come through yet. You see what I mean? All right, that's number one. Number two, guys, if you would like to contribute today during today's live stream, I would appreciate that very much. In particular, this Final Fantasy IX stream is going to be a very interactive stream because it's a more laid-back game. It's turn-based combat, exploration. It's not a super, action-intense game. There's a lot of opportunity for interactions. And if you do cheer, sub, or tip during today's stream, I will give you a live shout-out, which could lead to a lot of interaction during the stream. One of the greatest things I like about being a full-time streamer, okay? As you can see, we have a stream stats leaderboard at the top of your screen, where the top cheerer and top tipper of the stream will actually get credit. All right. In addition to that, we have a cheering stats leaderboard at the top of everyone's stream chat that will update automatically for people who cheer. So you can make it into the top 10 cheerers of the week, get extra recognition via that as well. All right. Now understand that it's subjective what I say and do on my stream, and I appreciate all contributions, and I should say this up front. Contributions are very appreciated, but not mandatory. I'm just cool and happy to be able to stream and share my live gameplay experiences with you every day and just have fun, doing what I love for a living. It's awesome. But that being said, obviously, I rely on your crowdfunding efforts here on streams to keep going. If I don't make money, I can't keep doing this. So please consider contributing if at all you can, all right? And, I will give you a shout out as long as you try not to derail the stream or bring up drama. Basically, use common sense. Sadly, a lot of people don't have it, but use common sense, abide by the rules that are listed publicly on my stream page here. You should be fine. Now, in summary, guys, I just want to let you guys know, because some people have already asked me this morning. Yeah, things are not good. Financially for me, things behind the scenes are terrible. During my day off, I received another overdraft notice, meaning that basically, just like I told you guys, there were a few payments that I knew were going to come due this week. And they did come due, and I didn't have money for them. So at this point, I think I've got at least 3 overdrafts already, and I'm almost positive there's another payment today that needs to come through. I'm like desperately waiting for this Twitch payment to come through, which is supposed to come through tomorrow at the latest, so that this could stop happening. There's nothing I can do about it. you know? So if you guys want to help the most, right now, the best way you can help me out is to tip me. Even though I appreciate all contributions, cheering, subbing, maybe buying something through my Teespring, etc. That's all good. But the best way you can help me out today is by tipping me, because I can put those funds straight to what's going on right now with these bills and hopefully take care of some of these overdrafts. You know what I mean? So please consider it. There's 2 ways you can tip me. If you look below the stream, there's a tips jar button that you can click on, or you can type !tip into the stream chat to bring up the link to go to my PayPal tips page. A few quick things about tipping. Number one, you can do it anonymously if you're afraid of, internet trolling. Oh God, if I support a streamer, someone's gonna come after me. Well, you can use your real name, or you can use a fake name, or you can just say anonymous. All right. Number two, you don't need a PayPal account to tip me. It's a misconception. You can just use a debit or credit card, just like you would pay for anything else on the internet, right there on the PayPal tips page. All right. So please consider it. I appreciate you guys very much for everything you do and all the contributions that you've lent me already. I want to get out of this tough time in my life right now. It's going to take a while with all the stuff going on behind the scenes with me that I can't tell you about really, or don't want to bother you with, honestly. It's rough, and it's been a rough month. It's going to be probably another rough couple of months. I'm hoping over the summer, with the fact that there's actually quite a lot of games coming out and typically streaming picks up over the summer, that I'll be in a better position. But we won't know. We won't know until we see what happens, okay? So please consider tipping me if at all you can today. I appreciate it, okay? Fair enough. Now let's move on. Let's give shout-outs to those who have contributed in the last day or so, all right? First of all, we start off with Golden Colts, who I believe cheered, let's see, he cheered yesterday. He said, could you unban Kozatov? No. We move on. Uzi Gohart tipped me $1. He says, did you get mad in NYC Furby's chat? No. I seriously don't even know what you're talking about unless you're blowing out of proportion something that happened like 6 to 8 months ago, which honestly, I don't even remember the whole situation. Besides, I think I'd gone in there watching tournament footage and I made a joke about Street Fighter V, to which like this one stream viewer got like super butthurt and started personally insulting me publicly on the chat, like saying personal insults about me. I was like, what the fuck is this guy's problem? And at that point, basically, I was like, I'm not going to put up with this. And I just kicked the guy from the chat or whatever, because I don't want to put up with it. And then I guess there was some drama behind the scenes where my haters went and started messaging our, Furby, MIC Furby. His name's Arturo. Started messaging him about how Phil was kicking users and stuff and all this shit. In reality, I just don't care about it. And I think what happened is because I was hosting Arturo's streams, my trolls were starting to like pour over to his streams, which is not a good thing. This guy is a legitimate guy who's always been a part of the competitive Street Fighter community. He's a huge supporter. He's trying to do positive stuff. The last thing he needs is assholes coming over there and trying to start drama and shit, which is so dumb. How rarely do I even watch anything in the fighting game community, but they try to cause drama. So I basically just stopped paying attention to it, and I stopped going to his streams, and I stopped everything. Now, in the meantime, people were like, oh, Phil, did you know you were demodded and all that? No, I didn't even know. I don't care. I stopped hosting him on purpose because I was being told that my trolls were going over there and causing problems. And I stopped watching his streams because I didn't want that to pour over. It's kind of similarly to a couple years ago. There was a couple streamers who I was doing the same thing. I was hosting them, and I was joining their streams, and I was told that my trolls were basically going to them and being toxic to them. And I said, well, I'm not gonna have that. That's not right. They don't deserve that. I mean, certainly I don't fucking deserve it, but I'm not gonna have other people now be negatively affected because my trolls are fucking no-life, mentally ill people who just want to permeate the entire internet with disgusting venom. I'm not gonna have that happen. So I just stopped going over to other people's streams. You'll notice I'm never on anyone else's stream anymore on purpose to not cause problems. All right. So, that's pretty much all I could say. That's exactly what happened, and it sucks that I can't, people, why doesn't Phil have, relationships and interactions with other streamers? Honestly, that's why. Because when this shit happens, stupid shit that has nothing to do with reality, people will create artificial situations, blow shit out of proportion, and basically just try to cause problems for everybody that don't exist. So I'm not going to have that. I'm not going to have that nonsense carry over to other people's streams. They don't deserve that. Okay? So, that's that. It's that simple. Alright? Alrighty then, let's continue on. So, hold on a second because it looks to me, here we go. Yeah, my stream chat was screwed up. There we go. Alright, yeah, my stream chat is, like, messed up. There we go. I had to reload it. Okay, continuing on. Uzi Gohard tipped another $1, and he says, the Raptors game was bugged. Alice used cheap online tactics to make Steph a level 1 CPU and blow the game. Okay, then. So I guess that, I guess the NBA Finals was yesterday. I mean, I was off. I have no idea what happened yesterday. Whenever I'm off, guys, when I have a day away from streaming and all that, I do my very best to stay away from everything. I try to stay away from the drama. I try to stay away from just, social media, the internet in particular. Every once in a while, I'll check Twitter just to see if, the sky is falling or whatever, as they would say. But mostly I stay away. So I guess the NBA Finals were yesterday, and everyone was very dramatic. I guess the Toronto Raptors won, so congrats to them. But I don't know anything about it. So, all right, let's continue. Tadpoles playing tennis tipped me $2. And that is actually the top tip of the day, so let's go ahead and get Tadpoles playing tennis up on the leaderboard. That $2 tip, thank you very much. And between Uzi Gohard and him, that is $4 in total tips. So let's put that up on the leaderboard as well. Thank you, guys. Okay. The Loot Box Plug has subscribed to the channel for 2 months. Thank you, Loot Box Plug, for the sub. Cactus God did a 50-bit cheer. He says, hey, Phil, he says, hey, DSP, actually. I liked the first division, but I got the second. I found it to be a very enjoyable playthrough. If you go in just expecting it to be a nice third-person shooter with loot elements and good environment, you're going to enjoy it. Also, you didn't mention the console, but I imagine you're doing Division 2 on PS4, right? Yeah, that is correct. Division 2 on PS4 for sure. So there you go. That Anonymous cheered, 119 bits. He says, common sense is for nerds. Yeah, nerds. No, common sense is for mature people. Sadly, a lot of the people who watch this kind of stuff on the internet are not very mature, and that's the problem. It's true that the world changes, culture changes, right? And what's happened is we have this anonymous culture now of people who in real life have no power, but they feel that they can now have power on the internet by fucking with people, And that's sad because it ruins people's lives. It ruins people's livelihood. It really hurts people concretely when you harass the shit out of people with zero repercussions. And the thing is, there's nothing to stop it. People, it's just childish antics. Yeah, until actually what it does is it screws with people's livelihood. It takes away business opportunities. It's fucked up. And people do it all the time. It's messed up stuff, man. Well, you're right. The common sense eludes some people that this is a waste of their time and they should go on and do something else. They think that's actually a good use of their time and shit, right? Pretty dumb. Celestial Sensation tipped me $1 and said one of the dumbest things I've ever read that I'm not going to repeat. I don't even understand what it's supposed to mean. So, thanks for the tip, but I'm not reading that stupid paragraph of nonsense. I'm just not. That's a waste of my time and everyone's time. So there you go. Dark Viking 159 tipped me $12. Thank you very much, Dark Viking. He says, here's a little tip to start the day well. Thank you very much. You're now the top tipper of the day. So let's get you up on the leaderboard right now. That gets us up to $17 in tips so far. Thank you very much, everybody. Very nice. Okay, No Nice Names 2000 cheered. He says, how are you doing? Have you checked out Fallout Shelter on mobile? Yeah, when it was new. So that was what, 2015? That long ago. It was E3, I think 2015, when Bethesda first did their very first E3 press conference and announced that Fallout Shelter was going live immediately. And I'll say this, it's a fun game for about a day. Alright? It's a fun game when you're first learning, here's my survivors, you send them out to the... Well, first of all, you level them up. You have them do tedious tasks, you level them up, so they get better abilities, they can do better things in the vault to become more useful citizens. And then eventually you can start sending some of them out to the wasteland to do missions and the like. But eventually, after about a day to 2 days of playing it, the game becomes incredibly tedious because, number one, there's a lot of downtime where you just gotta wait for stuff to happen. And of course, they want you could speed it up, but you gotta, how do you speed it up? Of course, microtransactions and everything, right? Number two, it just becomes a big, boring waiting game with your characters basically never really improving. It takes forever at higher levels. And again, you could speed that up if you spend money. So the whole game is very fun at the first, couple of sessions when you're setting everyone up to do stuff. But then it starts to become really tedious and boring, especially if you send people out, because it's part of the game mechanic to send people out to the wasteland. And sometimes people get killed, and that's very frustrating if it's a character you've spent a lot of time and maybe even money on leveling up, and they just die out of nowhere. You're like, well, this fucking sucks, And in reality, I don't know. That was 4 years ago. Maybe the game has insanely and dramatically improved in 4 years. It's very possible. But at launch, the game was good for a couple days and then got incredibly boring. So I was playing it, and then I just dropped it after about a week. I stopped playing it entirely because I thought it was pretty boring. So there you go. Kate has cheered 95 bits. Says, Phil, I call the trolls internet gangsters. They talk so much shit online, but when you see them in real life, they don't do shit. Well, no, here's the difference. You just don't see them in real life. Because that is the benefit and the enabling that these people do, is they basically make it so that they do things that are completely safe so there's no consequences for it. If there were real life consequences for the things they did online, they wouldn't do them. Which is why these people would never, like, for example, I'll give you a perfect example here. Years ago, the Creatures. Anyone remember the Creatures? We're doing a big fundraiser, a big charity event. All right? And they wanted to raise a lot of money for a good cause. While they're doing this event, asshole trolls swatted them at their offices, completely ruining the charity event. Because the stream had to go down. They had to spend half the day with the police. Apparently, it was so bad they had to evacuate like a local school and shit. Like terrible, terrible stuff going on. All right? Now, in real life, do you think that a single one of the people, like this guy who swatted them, would he have actually gone and done anything to them in real life? Of course not. Of course not. But because I'm on the internet, I can do something completely anonymous that concretely hurts you and hurts others, and there's no repercussions for it. They never found the guy who did it. So there you go. You see what I mean? And that's the difference, is these people would never do stuff in real life because they're doing it because it's anonymous. The internet is a disgusting, toxic place when it comes to that stuff. There's really no policing that kind of stuff at this point. Now, the difference is in years since then, a couple swatters have been caught and incarcerated, which is good. That's a good thing. It means that people are finally seeing there's consequences for your actions. But that being said, these people you would never meet them in real life. They would never do that. The whole idea of internet trolling is that it's a cultural thing where you're anonymous. You don't get caught out for it. You don't get in trouble for it, right? It's a whole other thing it's basically crime to do that in real life. In anything that they do online like this, to do it in person, you go to jail. So, you know what I mean? It's not, to me, it's not that, when you see them in real life, they don't do shit. You just don't see them in real life. You would never do that. It's the anonymity of the internet and the public broadcasting on the internet that allows people to be vulnerable. You see what I mean? All right, Crystal Laser cheered 100 bits. He says, chances of playing Final Fantasy 12, the Zodiac Age in the future. You've done a lot of other Final Fantasies. You might as well start rounding out the entire series. I don't know. The bottom line is, even though people have mentioned to me that it does exist, and that, I could play it, I don't think there's been a major desire for me to play Final Fantasy 12. Maybe sometime in the future I will, because people will ask for it. But many more people were asking for Final Fantasy 11 before 12. All right? So, excuse me, not 11. Final Fantasy 9 before 12. Excuse me. 11 was an MMO. It's always a possibility. But it's not anything that I'm looking to do right now. Okay? Golden Colts just cheered. I said, did you ever eat old-fashioned cheese that comes in big blocks or wheels? No. I've never eaten cheese that came from a wheel. I'm sure at one point when I was growing up, my mom probably bought like a block of cheese and chopped pieces off to give to me. You know what I mean? As a snack or something. I don't remember. I personally, I've never bought a block or a wheel of cheese and cut it and eaten it that way. Myself. So. Grayside Will cheered. He says, here's the last of my money. You need it more than me. Thank you for the cheer. I know you're trolling, by the way. Ben Boxer cheered. He says, trolls are losers. That's why they need to take it out on you to feel better about themselves. They do it because they can. They're the worst human beings there are. Tile tipped me $1 and says, is this a redemption run? No, I've never played Final Fantasy 9 before. So it would be impossible for this to be a redemption run. Okay, then. Chewbacca cheered. Have you ever got your hands on the guy that swatted you years back? Would you beat the living shit out of the coward or call the police? No, I'd rather have him go to jail. Because beating the shit out of someone is temporary pain that goes away, and then they kind of forget. Going to jail goes on your permanent record, completely fucking up your life, and can make it so that you can never get employed again. It has, like, longing repercussions, and it teaches you your lesson. So I would say jail would be what I would want. Just get caught and be punished to the extent of the law. I don't want to put my hands on anyone. Trust me, I'm 37 years old. I'm in no position where I feel like fighting people. I don't care. I'm way too mature for that. Yeah, when I was a young hothead idiot in my early 20s, I probably would say, let's fight. You know, I'm not a moron anymore. I have a wife. I have a life. I don't have time for that immature shit. I just want them to get caught and get prosecuted for breaking the law. That's it. Shout out to Shadow Steve, who cheered. He said, Phil, thoughts on Breath of the Wild 2? I think it's interesting because most Zelda games don't get direct sequels. Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. You know, it's interesting that Zelda is getting a direct sequel like this. Most of them don't. You're absolutely right. It's an anomaly. But I guess Breath of the Wild did so well. And also, we have to shout out that Breath of the Wild was so different. They really changed the formula of Zelda with Breath of the Wild. They really wanted to do different stuff and make it feel, as I said, it basically felt like a very modern game. Versus previous Zeldas, I hate to say it, had very outdated things in them. No fast travel, no this, no that. All these things that other modern RPGs had, it didn't have. And it actually just made it kind of a grind and kind of a really annoying thing, in my opinion. Simply because, you know, if you were going to make a game long lasting and something that people want to play that's not necessarily just a first party Nintendo game, but you want to try to appeal to the masses, you have to make stuff more mainstream. Now, I'm not saying dumb down the game that's so easy that, you know, a 4-year-old can pick up the controller, mash buttons, and succeed like a lot of the modern games these days have become. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is they added in things like climbing and parkour, fast travel, more action-based combat. You see what I mean? Things that I felt Zelda needed for a long time. Look at the difference between Zelda Wind Waker and Breath of the Wild. It's like, holy shit. They completely changed the game engine, right? That was a good thing. That was a very good thing. So I'm not surprised that with the amazing success of Breath of the Wild, I mean, how many people named it as their game of the year? It sold a ridiculous amount both on the Wii U and on the Switch. So I am not surprised to hear that they want to keep going with that plot line, that keep going with that game engine, that, you know, that gameplay style. It makes a lot of sense. And you know what? Even though there were a lot of cool open world kind of things in the game, I feel that a new one, right? They could do a lot of different stuff with it. There's still a lot of things in the Zelda lore that they didn't have in Breath of the Wild that they could kind of integrate into another Zelda game with that same kind of game engine, and it would do really well. So, not surprised, but excited. Golden Colts cheered. Said, if you lived in medieval times and there was no medieval Twitch streaming, what would your profession be? I think I would make knives in a small hut. I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. That's a silly question because it's a hypothetical that I have no idea. What would my capabilities be? Would I have access to education to learn a trade? Was I born a serf? Or was I born a peasant? Was I born in the nobility? You know, you can't answer that question. Because the bottom line is, in modern times, we basically have the ability to kind of choose our profession in a lot of cases. In a lot of cases, we don't. But then you had no choice. It was basically what was your life situation? What were you born into? And you're kind of stuck, right? So there you go. My answer is there cannot be an answer because there would be too many factors to consider. And I'm not just going to make up a silly answer. Golden Colt says, assume you were a commoner like most people. I'd probably be a shit scooper. I would follow the horses around scooping their shit. And then use the manure, sell the manure for a profit. There you go. I'd be a shit scooper. Okay. What? Ketchup with the hot sauce, you're an idiot. Thanks for the $1 tip. That's all I'm going to say. You're a complete idiot. All right. That's how I'm going to address trolls from now on. I'm not even going to say it's a troll comment or a troll cheer or a troll tip. I'm just going to say, you're a complete idiot. Thanks for the money. That was stupid. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys very much so far for your support here on pre-stream. We're going to get started with Final Fantasy IX in just a moment. What I would like to do before we do that is give a shout out to the top cheerers of the week. And then we're going to get the show on the road unless some more contributions come in. All right. So, thank you very much to the top cheers of the week. We actually have a triple tie to start off for 8th place between Spedgy, Egg Gangster, and Philly Buckeye. Thank you guys very much. In 7th place, Vote Democrat. 6th place goes to Mr. Papavera. 5th place goes to Yeah4335. 2nd place goes to Zugarook. 3rd place is DJ Sandex. And then beating DJ Sandex by a mere 50 bits for 2nd place, DJ Runo 1. And then beating DJ Runo 1 by a mere like 14,000 bits is Nihilistic Goldfish. Yes, Nihilistic Goldfish has been very supportive this week with cheering. And so I thank you very much, Nihilistic Goldfish, for that. Again, guys, before we begin, thank you so much. Any contributions, cheering, subbing, and tipping, greatly appreciated on today's stream. And I will update the leaderboard if you're the top cheerer or top tipper. In addition, we have the cheering leaderboard that will auto-update for cheers. However, right now, I'm in a very bad financial situation, and the best way you can help me out would be to tip me. Please consider tipping me if at all you can. It's going to help me out more than anything else right now. And right now, I'm so behind, I really need your help if you can, at all help. So, below the stream, there's a tips jar button you can click, or you can type !tip into the stream chat. That will help me either way, okay, guys? All right, we got more shout-outs. Eternal Napalm just cheered. Could you imagine giving money to and wasting hours of your life on someone you despise? These people are dumb. Yeah, I mean, pretty brain dead. I don't even know what else to say about it. Like, I don't even understand. What's the rationale of it? Like, this person who troll tipped $1. No one saw their message. No one cares. I'm not going to read it. It just doesn't make any logical sense. It's like you have an empty brain, an empty hole where your brain should be. I'm lost. Hank, what's up, Hank? Hank just hit me $20. He says, I'm ready for another dose of Final Fantasy IX and 12 hours this week. Fantastic. Yeah, we're going to get pretty far into Final Fantasy IX this week with the 12 hours of gameplay, which is going to be excellent. I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I actually really enjoyed the game last week when we were playing it, and then the E3 stuff kind of got us on a tangent, for most of the week. And I wasn't really able to get back to it, and now I am, so this is good. 3 major sessions of Final Fantasy IX. Very nice, right? So thank you very much, Hank, for the $20 tip. You're the top tipper of the day as of right now. Thanks again, everyone, for your support. And, look at this. An anonymous person gifted a sub to Golden Colts. Congratulations, Golden Colts. Thank you very much for that. Continuing on here, Vote Democrat just did a 122-bit cheer. Says, I just got back from McDonald's, 2 for $4 sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffins. Hype, ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it. So here's a funny thing, guys. So yesterday, Kat and I were leaving, to go out for our day out. As we were doing, we see this billboard. And it says, McDonald's new dollar menu. It's $1, $2, or $3, which makes no sense because a dollar menu needs $1, not $2 or $3, but apparently they're trying to change what it means. And it says, our new deal, you can pick 2 for $3, either the McDouble or the McChicken sandwich. And we stared at this billboard and we're like, deal? Both the McDouble and the McChicken sandwich used to be $1 each. Now you're telling me we can get 2 for $3. So what you've actually done is you've increased the price of both sandwiches, but you're advertising it like it's a new deal. No, in reality, you raised prices, and you're actually advertising raising prices. What the fuck is this? It didn't make any sense at all. We're like staring at it like, huh? But sadly, people will watch this, right? And they'll be fooled. They'll actually think that this is a deal and be like, oh, I'm going to McDonald's, 2 for $3. That sounds good. But no, dude, you're paying more now. Yeah, and this reminded me, I was telling Kaz, like, this reminds me of when I used to work retail at places like Circuit City and Best Buy, where we would put out new price tags for Black Friday saying, oh, it's a huge deal, when in reality, the prices were raised. So, for example, it'd be like a hard drive, normal price would be $79.99, but then on Black Friday we would put out a tag that says, "Oh, normal price $99.99, but now on sale for $79.99." And people would see the sale tag and say, "Oh, that's a good deal," and buy it even though it's the same price as usual. Like, I don't know how people fall for this shit, but it's pretty funny. It's weird. Now, I guess what people are saying in the stream chat, I see Golden Colt, he says, well, the McDouble now raised the price. It's now $1.80 or something like that. Still doesn't make sense, because let's say the McDouble's $1.80, okay? And the McChicken's still $1. 2 for $3. You just paid 20 cents more. I don't know. I'm confused. But then again, I don't eat a McDonald's, so, you know, this isn't a big thing for me. It's just kind of confusing. Anyway, vote Democrat. Thank you for the cheer. You're the top cheerer of the day. 122 bits. Let's get you up on the leaderboard here. And vote Democrat cheered again. He said the dollar menu has not been a thing for like 5 years, dude. Actually, that's not true. At least at my local McDonald's, they were still doing $1 McDoubles and $1 McChickens. I know for a fact because 2 years ago, 2017, I was eating fast food quite a lot, which was bad for me, and I shouldn't have done it, but I was. And I was going over there getting dollar menu, and it still existed. So unless you're telling me in the last, year and a half, they completely changed, which maybe they did, I was definitely still getting those for $1. Celestial Sensation tipped me $1, saying I sent you a previous tip mentioning fast food. You said it was a troll tip, and now you're talking about it. Huh? What? What is happening? What the hell are you talking about? Yeah, because your message was something about being a hipster and eating Big Macs every day. It has nothing to do with anything reality. You're all right, whatever. You're a flake. Thanks once again for another $1 tip and having no idea what the fuck you're talking about. Okay. All right, guys. So I think it is time. It is time. It's time to start with Final Fantasy. So I hope you guys are excited. Final Fantasy IX. 4 hours of progress. Now, by the way, one thing I was told, as soon as I turned off my stream last time of Final Fantasy, someone was like, so Phil may not be aware of this, but he's at a part of the game where there's no healer in his party for a while, and he has, like, no healing items. He should go back and get healing items. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to jump on the Chocobo and go back to the town and buy a ton of healing items, so that way I have them, because I don't want to get fucked. So I'll probably do that, and then we'll continue on. All right. All right, guys. Let's end the pre-stream. Let's jump into Final Fantasy IX. Let's have some fun, shall we? Sound good?